Feelings, 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 feelings. This video idea sparked up from an event that happened with a girl named Aaliyah. Me and a couple friends went to her room to comfort her because she was going through a rough time. She had a breakdown and we all tried to do our part to make her feel better. Now, of course, one of my friends outshined us in making her feel better, but my personal head theory on that is because he's someone you can just naturally talk to about certain things. He's the type of person who just knows what he's talking about, but that's besides the point. As Aaliyah had that breakdown, I couldn't help but look at these pictures of her on her wall. There were pictures of her smiling and pictures of her with her family. And it made me think to the times where we were just all hanging out and she was happy, to say the least. She was joyful and she was funny and it seemed like everything was just fine. But then that realization hit me. We as people allow ourselves to forget that behind every face we see, there's a person with emotions just like you. And I know it's an overused thing to say, but we really just don't know what a person's going through. People hide it away so easily to the point where it could be the friend who's always smiling or the friend who's always nice who's going through it the worst. Behind every person you see on screen, behind every nameless face you see on the road or streets or even in school, behind smiles, there's a person with emotions just like you. And sometimes we really do forget or just downplay that factor. We're all more similar than you think. Animals and every other living thing has these emotions too. But for some reason, when we do things like take them away from their families, test them, and then kill them, we don't see how that's wrong. Liza, they're just animals. And we're just humans who could die the same, feel the same, walk the same, breathe the same. But for some odd reason, their life isn't as important as yours. We judge a lot. Like a lot. Like a lot. To the point where we let biases and stereotypes determine how we look at people or how we think they are. Or letting those biases and stereotypes determine if we would even ever talk to that person or not. Maybe you've seen so much stuff about a race or a sexuality or a religion to the point where you wouldn't even be friends with somebody who has said qualities. People let certain things just stop them from believing or really just having the thought that people have individual emotions and not every person you encounter are the same just because they look alike. There was this boy named Kevin who was about my age, maybe a bit older, and he heard someone say something that came off as either racist or biased to another race. He then asked that person, "What color blood do you bleed?" And the person responded with red, which Kevin said, "Exactly. We all bleed the same blood. I'm tired of people not seeing that." And that sentence put a big smile on that person's face and made him feel happy in a way. Moral of the story here is that Kevin doesn't let what he sees on his phone or Twitter determine on how he looks or treats other people because he knows everybody's capable of their own mind and their own emotions. Just wanted to add this next part in because I feel like it has to do a lot with emotions and I think a lot of people experience this. Have you ever noticed how when you break things off with someone, whether it be a dating relationship or a normal friendship or maybe a minor relationship or just a person you ignored, when we pass by that person we broke things off with or ignored, we act as if we can't see them. We avoid eye contact with them, doing things like looking straight, looking down at our phone, or just pretending that they're not there. Sometimes we hurt in that moment and then we get that weird spike in our heart when they pass by. Sometimes our emotions don't want to accept that. Our emotions lead us to do crazy things sometimes. Maybe even do or say things that we regret to this very day. And sometimes the end product of it is losing something that meant a lot to us. Oh well. I guess that person's a stranger again. It seems that we all cry the same, talk the same, and think the same. But behind every cry, every conversation, and every thought, there's its own meaning. Well, of course it is. We're not all just crying over the same reason every time or having the same conversation over and over and over again. There's its own meaning for you to feel that emotion that you're feeling every single time. And you know what? I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. It's a beautiful thing to feel those things, and sure, sometimes it hurts to cry. Maybe things happened that was out of our control and all we could really do now is cry about it. But to be able to do that is amazing within itself. It shows you're alive. Your feelings are real, even if they hurt sometimes. Don't forget, we're human. It's those little things that we experience and feel in life that makes our lives more meaningful and important. Maybe you were so worried about your own emotions in that one argument that you didn't see the person who cried themselves to sleep because of you. I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. We all live life the same way. We were born the same and we'll die the same. Out of the millions of ways to die. You're never the only one feeling emotions, and just because you don't know someone doesn't mean they shouldn't be accounted for either. That goes deeper than just emotions though. I smile at people, but I don't smile because I'm happy. Before I end the video, my cousin wrote a poem that I thought aligned with the video, so I wanted to share that with you guys. So here it is.
A poem by me. Everlasting Love for Transient Life, written February 8th, 2025. Maybe the crawling ants are saying hello, letting me know they exist when they don't let go. Because I guess I did forget. Maybe I've been stepping on them all this time, so now I'll say hello each time I'm beside the dirt and they're under my feet. I'll say thank you for living in the unseen places and eating the food that's wasted. The ants greeted me, so I'll thank the trees for the air that they give and the fruit at their roots. I climb the branches and skim the leaves. My arms will wrap around the trunk. An intentional hold so they know I'm here and I see they exist. Every living thing deserves a thank you, a greeting or a hug, support, and love. Living creatures suffer for simply being alive. We often can't see the problems beyond our lives. Then we must step on them and walk past their pain. Even overlooking their beauty is making life dull and plain. Like ants, people climb on, and we're quick to brush them off. But they likely want us to know they exist by not letting go. The last thing you want is for them to, because when they give up on you, it may be the last thing they do. Consider the concern you quiet down, or the compliments you constrict to nothing. The unsaid words and the hurtful sayings said is what makes living things feel their life is a dread. So, love on them a little, care as if it's you, admire and acknowledge, say hello and don't push off, hold on to all life, because it isn't here that long. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.